Hello and welcome to KU's top source for politics, KPC News. I'm James Buckley.
And I'm Hannah Thurman.
This evening we have updates on the Kansas governor election and a threat to birthright citizenship. But first, we have new developments on the Migrant Caravan. President Trump announced Monday that he will be sending over 5,000 troops to the Mexican border. This deployment comes in response to the caravan traveling from Mexico to the U.S. The president cited security concerns as the reason for sending troops. In the past, Trump tweeted the caravan has very bad people that are part of a dangerous mob trying to get into the U.S. The New York Times reports that Trump's claim about gang members is without evidence. Democratic officials and veterans have called Trump's move a ploy and a waste of troops.
President Trump went after the media again on Monday. Trump tweeted that the anger in the U.S. is because of inaccurate reporting by news organizations. He then referred to the media as the true enemy of the people. He ended his second tweet of the three-tweet series by saying that if false reporting ends, then that can put out the flame of anger, which could be a nudge towards the shooting that happened at the Jewish synagogue over the weekend and the pipe bombs that had been sent in the mail. There are 6 days to go till the midterm elections, and Trump is still traveling so he can speak in support of Republicans running. His rallies have included criticism of Democrats and the media.
And on the shooting, 11 people were killed and 6 injured at a synagogue in Pittsburgh this weekend. The suspect, Robert Bowers, was indicted by a grand jury earlier today. According to CBS News, Bowers has frequently posted anti-Semitic posts across social media. Robert Jones, the head of the Pittsburgh FBI, believes Bowers acted alone and targeted the synagogue because of the congregation's faith. President Trump has condemned the actions by Bowers and said anti-Semitism has no place in the U.S. Funerals for the victims were held yesterday, and President Trump and the First Lady visited the service, even with criticism. However, Rabbi Jeffrey Myers said in an interview that Trump was always welcome to the temple, and our thoughts and prayers to those people in Pittsburgh at the synagogue.
Agreed. Germany's Chancellor Angela Merkel has announced that she will not be running again once her term ends in 2021. The Chancellor will also not be running for re-election as leader of the Christian Democratic Union. She has held this position for the past 18 years. Merkel said at a news conference in Berlin that she takes full responsibility for what she called poor performance. She also said that it was time to open a new chapter. Germany's public broadcast service DW said in 2017 that Merkel was reportedly voted as Germany's most well-known, most trusted, and most well-liked politician. The CDU has been moving towards the center on the political scale with Merkel as its leader. One decision that hurt Merkel's following was when she allowed more migrants to come in by opening borders after the crisis in the Middle East.
A smear campaign against special counsel Robert Mueller was discovered and shut down on Tuesday. According to BBC, Fox News contributor Jacob Wohl and conservative lobbyist Jack Berkman attempted to pay women to falsify sexual misconduct accusations against Mueller. The whole ordeal started on Twitter when Wohl tweeted he would release information about a scandal involving Mueller. Shortly after, many journalists questioned Wohl on Twitter. Then, a woman came forward and said that Berkman had contacted her and hinted at payments in exchange for lying about Mueller. Both Berkman and Wohl tweeted that they had no connection to any of these events. A spokesman for Mueller said they are working with the FBI to investigate the situation currently.
Brazil elected a new president on Sunday. Jair Bolsonaro won by a runoff vote. He won by 11 percentage points against Fernando Haddad. Bolsonaro is a controversial leader who has made remarks against women, the LGBTQ community, and Afro-Brazilians. He is a far-right leader, and some say that his campaign had mirrored Trump's. Bolsonaro had been focusing on the debt in the country, corruption, and violence. Trump congratulated the new president on Monday.
New polls and campaign finance information were released on Monday for the Kansas gubernatorial race. According to Emerson College's poll, Chris Kobach and Laura Kelly are still neck and neck. Kobach is polling at 44% and Kelly is at 43%, with Greg Orman polling at a distant third and 8%. However, both Kelly and Kobach are within the margin of error, making this a toss-up election. In terms of fundraising, the KC Star reports Laura Kelly has fundraised almost $1 million more than Chris Kobach. Overall, Kelly has fundraised just over $2 million compared to Kobach's $1.3 million. Kobach's overall funding, though, has mainly come from his running mate, who has donated an additional $2 million to the campaign. Kelly has done zero self-funding. Kelly still has about $500,000 in the bank, but her campaign hasn't released any plans for those funds. But if that polling shows you anything, your vote matters on the 6th, so get out there and vote, KU.
Birthright citizenship could be near its end in the coming months. President Trump has been saying that he can end birthright by an executive order.
I think it says it very loud and clear in the Constitution that you don't have to go through the process of whatever they're talking about. And by the way, this is not a constitutional amendment. You don't need a constitutional amendment for birthright citizenship.
When a child is born in the U.S. from illegal immigrants, that child receives citizenship. The 14th Amendment of the Constitution says that all persons born in the United States are subject to the jurisdiction thereof, and any state cannot deprive a person of life, liberty, or property without due process of the law. Trump also has been saying that the U.S. is the only country in the world that gives birthright citizenship, but Axios reports that more than 30 countries allow this. Paul Ryan says that this cannot be carried out by an executive order. To end tonight's show, we have some breaking news in the Zodiac killer case. Ted Cruz tweeted this afternoon a picture of a note similar to one of the Zodiac killers. He captioned this tweet with "Happy Halloween." Is this a confession? We may never know. Very spooky, Ted Cruz.
I'm saying now, Ted Cruz is a Zodiac killer. This tweet confirms it.
We may find out soon. Maybe Beto will do some digging. Maybe he'll have something on
We'll
him.
see.
But that's all that we have for you this evening. Thank you for watching KPC News, and be sure to tune in next week. Until then, I'm Hannah Thurman.
And I'm James Buckley.
We'll see you next time.